Hello and welcome to Tracy Mommy Reads. I'm such a fail. Like when I first started this channel, first of all, I don't know what I was thinking because I have like a million other things going on. But I was reading so many books and I have like over 200, I believe, on my, no, maybe over 100. I don't want to, make up numbers here. On my hashtag on Instagram, which is hashtag Tracy Mommy Reads. And every time I, would read a book, I would put my review of the book in the comments. So I thought that would, starting a YouTube channel would be a cool way to kind of, have FaceTime with fellow readers or people who are looking for recommendations on books. But this is a lot of work. Shout out to all the booktubers and YouTubers who, provide consistent content. I initially thought I was going to be able to post twice a week. Quickly learned that was not going to be possible. So I was trying to keep it to at least, once a week. And I did not post last week, but I do have a plethora of excuses. It was Mother's Day. It was my birthday. It was just a crazy, wonderful week. And I just did not have time. I'm sure I could have eked out a few minutes, but I was in the moment because last year I had to celebrate my milestone birthday during like a lockdown. It was like when the first big lockdown happened with the coronavirus. So this year, because I'm fully vaccinated and so are some of my family members, we got together and me and my husband went out. So I actually got to leave the house and look presentable and cute. So I was just kind of reveling in all of the celebrations and just didn't do it. But I'm back. You're welcome. And this week, what I'm going to do, this is going to be a quick video. I know so many people have probably tackled this or done some version of this, but the unpopular opinions. So I'm going to do a bookish unpopular opinions. And I will preface it by saying, that the famous quote that opinions are like assholes. We all have them. And, while people are entitled to their opinions, they're just that. They're opinions. They're not facts. And some of my stuff I'm being facetious and others I'm dead serious about. But I don't have my computer with me, so I did write down my unpopular opinions. And I only have 5, so I will start with number 5. Number 5. I'm not a fan of book series. I have read one series in my life, and that's the Twilight series. And first of all, I was extremely late to the party. I think 2 or 3 of the movies had come out before I even picked up those books. And, I wasn't reading them back to back. It's just, I don't know, for me, I just like for a book to be over and done with. And I think not all, so let's, preface that. I think some authors, I think they milk it, like they come up with, they create these worlds, they create these characters, and that's all they do. Like just talk about those same characters, those same worlds. And while, it's just like with real life, I could tell a story about my life every day because I'm living it and different things are happening, but is it interesting? Does anyone care? I would just prefer to read a book where we get some sort of resolution at the end and then let's move on. But some of these authors, good grief, how many more books are you going to write about those same 2 characters and their adventures? To me, it becomes a little redundant after a while. So, yeah, and I get really upset. I read a book one time and like the ending was not what I expected. And I was like, what is this? And then I went to do a little bit more research, found out it was like the first book that she had written and she was planning on doing more sequels to it. And had I known that, I would have never read the book. Just not a fan of series and sequels at all. Number 4. I am very leery of people. I just don't believe people who say they have read like over 100, 200 books a year. Like how? Really? I know there's some speed readers out there, but I don't buy it. I feel like I read pretty fast. I've read books in a day, books with upwards of 200 to 300 pages. And unless you just don't have a life and you don't do anything else, but every single day you don't go to work, you barely sleep. If you're reading books every single day, then yeah, maybe you can do that. Read that many books in a year or a month or whatever. And it's more like these people, not the 100. I guess that's doable, but like over 200 books. And I'm just wondering, first of all, if you're reading 200 and 300 books a year, can I go back and ask you like about one of the books that you read in February or March? Would you even remember titles or what you read? I just wonder sometimes if those type of people, it's just like a thing to say, or they want some type of accolades or to impress people by the volume of books that they read, and they're not really absorbing or keeping any of the information or even enjoying the book, because it's so much about the quantity of what they're reading rather than the quality. So I think people that say that they've read, over 200, 300 books a year, they might be sociopaths. I don't know. Number 3, I think Bookstagram is a bandwagon. I mean, I'm on Instagram and I love it, and I have hashtagged Bookstagram on some of my stuff. But a lot of the people I feel like that are in the Bookstagram community, or that, or post with that hashtag, it's like whatever the popular book people or, bookgrammers are posting, that's what everybody like wants to read or wants to kind of be talking about. And I guess in that sense, that's why some bookstagrammers are influencers, because they are definitely influencing what people are reading. And I will admit, for a hot second, I had fallen into that whole trap. I would see popular people that I followed, and they would post about these books. And the vast majority, they have a huge following. They are getting books for free. Some of them are probably being paid for their reviews and comments. But, I went out and I purchased some of the books or rented some of the books from the library or whatever. And they weren't even good. They weren't even that satisfying. But you have all these people that raise these books up to a certain standard with their reviews and with their 5 stars, again, because I think they are receiving some type of compensation or quid pro quo, and the books just aren't even that good. I've been very disappointed by a lot of Bookstagram recommendations. So yeah, I think it's a bandwagon, and I don't even really trust a lot of what goes on in that hashtag or with the community sometimes. So I think you just have to do your own research, and let me just back up and say, there have been some that have been, decent reads or even good reads, but the majority, it's just kind of getting out of control lately. Number 2, listen, and I'm very serious about this, and I don't care who knows it. 50 pages is not a book. I have been so upset and felt so taken advantage of trying to support people who put out books, and you get them in their flipping pamphlets. And I had a whole, conversation with someone who was like, well, it doesn't matter. The page number doesn't matter. If it's a good story, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. 50 pages might make for a great story. A story, like if it's a part of an anthology, or if there are multiple 50-page stories within the volume, or if it's just posted online, or if it's just a digital thing. A book is not 50 pages, and I don't care. Let's fight, because I just don't agree. I think that if you have a good story that you could tell because I've talked about short stories being kind of my go-to thing lately. But when I'm talking short stories, I'm talking 200 pages. I'm talking, something that you can sink your teeth in, not something that's just gonna barely whet your appetite. So I don't know. That's something I'm a stickler about. And I guess because I know as a writer, and knowing people who write, and knowing that it's just not that easy of a task. I mean, I have come up with ideas and written little short cutesy things that, that I've gotten positive feedback on, but I would never think that, okay, I wrote this little short story, let me bind this, put it on Amazon, and sell it for $15.99. 50 pages? Get out of here with that. Number 1, this one. Audiobooks are not reading. It involves a whole different skill set. Reading books requires using your eyes to look at words that are on a page. That is what reading is. Audiobooks require listening with your ears to someone else who is reading. And I'm not saying that, oh, people that listen to audiobooks suck. I'm absolutely not saying that. I personally don't like audiobooks, but it's just because I'm not an an auditory learner. I cannot follow someone droning on in a repetitious voice. I totally lose interest, or I forget where I was, or I didn't hear what they said. And for me personally, the love of reading is about the words. Being able to see the words, say the words, have them roll around on my tongue, increase my vocabulary. And, I think that going back to my number 4 about the people who said that, I think it was number 4, that, say that they've read over 200 and 300 books a year. I wonder if it's because they were listening to audiobooks. And that is a great way. I don't have, right now, none of my books are audiobooks, but I am my next release because I know that there's a big market for it. There's a lot of people. It provides convenience if you're commuting. And I'm absolutely not saying there's anything wrong with audiobooks. I tried an audiobook once, and the author read it. I listened to, Ali Wong's book. I cannot think of the name of the title. I'll have to put it in the thing. But it was in her voice, and I love Ali Wong, but even her tone was subdued because there's a certain way you have to kind of present or read, audiobooks to do with the pacing, I'm sure. But like I said, absolutely nothing wrong with it. You still get the story, but someone is reading to you. You're not reading. You're listening to an audiobook. And that's all I have to say about that. Anyway, thanks for indulging me today. If you have a rebuttal or something you want to say or start a conversation, make sure you leave it in the comments. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I will be back next week with a book review. Have a great day.